Hi, I'm Steve Caplin for CreativePro, and we're going to look at how to make a photo entirely out of text. To start with, you need a very recognizable character, which is why I've chosen this picture of Abraham Lincoln. The text I'm going to use is from his first speech to Congress. So we'll begin by using the Type tool, and we'll sketch out the whole area, and let's paste in our text. Now we need to make a few changes to this text. We'll begin by changing the weight to bold. And to make it more legible when it's over a photo, let's change it to all caps. We'll tighten up the leading to reduce the space between the lines. And finally, let's go to the paragraph settings and set it to full justify. Now to distort this text, we're going to use the Displace filter, and we're going to use the image of Lincoln to displace the text. But first, we need to treat the picture of Lincoln. So let's duplicate this layer, and we'll use Gaussian blur to smooth it out. And the reason for that is that the fine detail will make the text very jagged. So we'll go to Filter, Blur, Gaussian blur, and we want to blur it enough so we keep the overall light and shade but remove all of the detail. And that works quite well. We'll now save this image with the blurred Lincoln image as the topmost visible layer. We'll reveal our text layer again, and let's duplicate it so that we can return to it later if we need it. And we'll hide the original. And now we need to rasterize the text to make it regular pixels. To apply the distortion effect, we'll go to Filter, Distort, and Displace. We want to set a horizontal scale of 0, and the vertical scale, well, there's no preview with this filter, so it's hit and miss. I'm going to go for a value of 5 and see how that looks. When you click OK, you now get a dialog asking for the image you want to use as the basis of that displacement. And we'll choose our Lincoln image. And remember, in this saved version, the blurred version of Lincoln is the uppermost visible layer. And now you can see how the text is distorted so that it rolls over the features. Let's hide our blurred version of Lincoln, and we're going to load up the text as a selection by holding Command on a Mac, Control on a PC, and clicking on the thumbnail. Now let's use Command H or Control H to hide those marching ants, and we'll go onto the Lincoln layer, the original unblurred version. Our text is still selected even though we've hidden it, and we can now choose Layer, New, Layer via Copy. And if we hide our Lincoln portrait, there is our text made up entirely of the image of Lincoln, but only showing up where it overlaps the text. To make it more visible, let's add a new layer, and we'll click OK, fill this layer with black, and let's move it to the bottom. And there's our text made up of Lincoln's portrait. Because some of his clothes and his hair are completely black, you can't see the text there. So let's go back to our text layer, and let's brighten up those very dark areas. We'll go to Image, Adjustments, and choose the Levels adjustment. And we'll bring up the output levels just to brighten up that very dark black. And there's our image of Abraham Lincoln made up entirely of his own text. And because we use the displacement filter, you can see how the text appears to roll over the contours of his face, giving it a much more three-dimensional appearance.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a like and subscribe to our channel. And for thousands more how-to articles and tutorials, visit our website, creativepro.com, and become a member today. Thanks for learning with us.